Hey everyone, I am Rohan Khadka from Nepal. I am a student in Apex Life School, which is situated in Saraswati Nagar, Chaba Hill, Kathmandu. And Kathmandu is obviously the capital of Nepal. So I'd like to thank Dr. Dal for giving me an invitation and opportunity to present myself in Youth Peace Ambassador 15 2018, California and Arizona, USA. So without any further delay, I'd like to start on with the next slide. So what is peace? Peace is a very complex topic. So there are many definitions that you can get on the internet nowadays. So I have got few simple definitions and I'd like to read it out to you. The first definition: peace is the state of being mentally sound. Second one, feeling secure on the basic human needs like food, shelter, clothes, quality health, education, and so on. Now, as these are the four basic needs that a human being obviously need to survive in today's world. And once a person is confident with in these aspects, then he can go on with his mental peace. He can concentrate on his work 100% then about having some tensions or concentrating on his family background or on these four basic needs. Feeling freedom for fear, war, conflict, and any type of disturbance. Peace is an inevitable factor for personal and social development. Now, moving on to the definitions and categories of sport. A sport is a physical or mental activity which helps in the development of the human body. Sports give an individual the proper coordination of his or her body. Sports also help in the maintaining the peace in our body, which is I like to denote as the inner peace, and national or international level denoted as the outer peace. Sports is generally or basically of two types, but both of them give contribution in the aspects that I have listed above in the slides. So let's go to some history of sports. So sports was originated from the time when the military of each and every nation was established. So the military officials would ask the recruits to do some activities related to sport and to make sure that the recruits or the troops are fit and fine for service at the front line, because unfit troop for service can do a lot of harm in the battlefield. So after these sports were famous and went viral around the world, then the first Olympic Games was held on April 6, 1896 on ancient Greece. But this Olympic was not the first major event that was ever conducted. Before it, on 1930 to 1940, Commonwealth Games were also organized. This was the first major sporting event that was ever organized in this world. Then soon after, the Asian Games followed from 4th to 11th March 1952. Now, as nowadays soccer in Asian countries known as football is very famous, also like World Cups, private leagues. Then the first private league of football, which is still the most famous, the Spanish La Liga League, was established on February 10th, 1992. And then soon the Premier League or English Premier League was established on August 15th, 1992. Then soon the Champions League followed on September 4th, 1955. So moving on to the first category. Moving on to the next next slide, which is the category of okay, sorry for that. Moving on to the next slide, it is the physical category of sports. This category of sport is the most famous in the world currently. This category of sport gives contribution in the physical well-being of the human body. In physical sport, the body has to do many quick maneuvers and body movements, such as running, jumping, and other physical activities. This also gives people a chance for occupation, like for professional football players or any type of sport players can also, like, sports also give contribution in reducing the unemployment problem in the world. Some of the famous physical sports example are soccer, basketball, and American football. So moving on to the next slide, it is another category of sport known as mental sport. This category of sport is not familiar to the most of the people. This type of sport gives an individual chance to explore his mental capacity. This type of sport can also be professional. This type of sport increases the memorizing capacity of an individual. So what mental sport does is that it can increase the thinking, creativeness, and memorizing capacity of an individual. And of course, this kind of sports can also be a type of professional sector, which I'll explain at the end of my presentation. Now, the two most famous mental sports are chess and Ludo. Except these, rarely some people know another mental sport. Now, moving on to my favorite mental sport. It is cubing. Cubing is the unknown mental sport in the world. Cubing is related to Rubik's Cube, and it is unknown to 90% of people in this world. Now, how cubing can develop your mental sport? I have small practical thing that hope I can do it in this session. So now let's start with. So I need two volunteers. So one can scramble this one, and another can do another one. So anyone we like. Please. And another one. So this is the normal 3x3 in our language, and that is known as the pyramids. So let's. So you can just scramble it any way you like.
Use your mind.
So another one, please. So cubing, like to solve a Rubik's Cube, people have a wrong concept. People have very wrong concept that to solve these things you need to be very good at maths. But the secret beneath this is you don't need if your math is also poor, nothing. Just the thing is that your mind needs to be constant. You have to be concentrated while trying to solve these things. Suppose first thing while we try to solve these cubes, just look at it, be concerned, then start moving your hand with your body. Then we do some moves, we learn this from internet, and after doing some move, solved. Now this one I'm quite fast at it, but this is the normal one which is famous around the world. So this one also similar thing, no need for maths, no nothing, just mental concentration. Suppose look at the cube, start solving. Easy scramble.
Easy.
So now let's move on to the rest of the presentation. How can sport boost peace? So over here I would like to share my basic concept about my presentation. Sports lead to a healthy person, and healthy person can lead to a mental peace. So according to WHO, health is the complete physical, mental and social well-being of an individual, not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. But now, both category of sports give contribution to these aspects. that these aspects which are related to the definition of health by WHO. An individual with good health, both in physical and mental, can contribute to bring peace in the whole community. So let's go to some benefits of sports. Many athletes do better academically. Playing a sport requires a lot of time and energy, which also increases your stamina level, so that except sports, if you have to do some work like shifting your house, you have to shift your luggage or something, you will not get tired very soon, like you have some energy left inside you. Sports teach teamwork and problem solving skills. Now teamwork and problem solving skill, except in sport, it is also required in your daily life. Suppose tomorrow you get a job where you have to work with a team, and it will actually help you to get mixed up with the colleagues. And problem solving skill can be helpful in your daily life, like you have a problem, then you can think creatively and try to solve it as fast as you can. Physical health benefits of sports, like in parts like cardiac and orthopedic. Sports boost self-esteem or self-respect, reduce pressure and stress in front of the public mass, helps to cope up with decision-making skills, so that you can make correct decisions at the right time without doing any further delay. Now let's go to the contribution of sports in inner peace within human body. It keeps the body fit and fine and healthy, develops immunity power. It can be done as refreshment or exercise. It reduces the mental stress. It helps for the development of the body parts. It helps to develop the coordination among the body parts. It helps an individual, sorry for the typing mistake, it gives an individual opportunity to discover his or her body capacity. Contribution of sports in the outer world. It plays a vital role to promote social harmony. It has been a medium of national and international peace. It gives opportunity to people to use their capabilities in international level, of course. It has been a medium of business. It has been a medium of entertainment as well at a global level. So there is no doubt that sports play a vital role to establish the peace in national and international level. So moving on to my future plans, with that I have a plan to conduct a cubing competition in my school. So it will be an inter-house cubing competition. So inter-house means we have basically four houses: Summit, Vertex, Pinnacle and Crest. These are the names of the four houses. Their colors are yellow, green, blue and red respectively. So why I want to do this program in my school is because students are becoming more dependent on internet. Like, as I got the high scores in computer since the 5-6 terminal exams that I had in my school, I was given the charge of the computer lab during my students, like whenever we had computer classes practical, I was given the charge. And our teacher used to tell us to do research work and then create some slides during our presentation PowerPoint lesson that we had in our course. Now, except few students, many students used to go to Google, search a proper definition, then just what they used to do is copy the definition from the internet and paste it in the slides. Like, you can cheat today to your teacher, but tomorrow when you will be out of your school in your professional life, you will have no one to cheat. Like, who will you cheat? Yourself? You will be in a very problematic situation in that time. Now, spending much time on modern gadget and less physical exercise. Though my school has ECAs, like extracurricular activities, sports like football, basketball, cricket, many students in those ECAs period also go to the computer lab and start, in name of research, and they start surfing the YouTube, like other social medias. And once they have been caught, they are punished. But next time, after few months, a few weeks, they again repeat the same problem. Like it is a problem that continues on and on. Increasing the digital addiction. People in parent-teacher meeting also, many parents have been complaining that their children are stuck into modern gadgets, mobile phones, tablets, and their own PCs. So they do not like mix up with the family as much. Like all the time in home, go in the room or even in living room during family function, they're stuck into their modern gadgets. Now, after these all problems, finally it will lead to a physical and mental illness, affecting their studies, personal development, and peace process of a society. Moving on to the objectives. So my general objectives are to increase the awareness in youth about importance of sport, both physical and mental, to motivate youth for maintaining own health and work for peace around the globe. Specific objective of mine is to convince youth to give more importance for sports, for human health, to take more participation on sports. Now, the conduct process. In Apex, we believe that the student also must be given chance to conduct a new event. So anyone with a good event idea can be conducted with the agreement and help of the management board. The program that we have already conducted, as I and my group has already conducted, is ECA Sports Tournament, which was denoted as Sports Day, and inter-house futsal and basketball tournament. Now some ECS facilities in my school. There are a lot of ECS extracurricular activities, which makes my school, Apex Life School, one of the best school in Kathmandu Valley in terms of sports and education as well. Apex also holds the record of winning the most ECA like sports category awards in Kathmandu Valley since it was established recently, but it has more and more medals and trophies in our school. The major ECAs in Apex are futsal, basketball, cricket, and cubing. Now, except like in my competition, expected participants are there are altogether 200 students in 6 to 10 class, dividing in 6 different sections. Class is divided into 2 different sections each. The students are associated with 4 different houses, as I already told before: Summit, which is the yellow house; Vertex, the green house; Crest, the blue house; and Pinnacle, the red house. First of all, I will make a team of people who have sound knowledge on cubing event. Like in my school, there are 5 to 10 people who have gone to competitions, like in national level competitions, representing our brand, and those people can help me in order to conduct these competitions, and they are also reliable. Now, the time frame that I want to do this competition will be on the occasion of Vijay Dasami, or known as Dasai, which is one of the biggest festivals of Hinduism. So the registration will open from 9th October to 12th October, and it will be held on 13th October, Saturday. The event will be held on this day, and the result and certificate distribution will be done next day on 14th October. The certificates will be distributed by the principal at the General Assembly. Every Sunday and Wednesday we have to wear our formal school dress, so that there will be a General Assembly, and the General Assembly will be held by one of the post holders or higher authorities in the management board. And that day the certificates will be distributed by the principal Hari Dahal, which is my principal in my school, in the General Assembly. Now, the budget estimation for this competition will be stationary 3,000 Nepalese rupees. Every amount I will be telling in this budget estimation will be in Nepalese currency. The banner or the flex print will be done within 500. The cost for stopwatches. Now at the end of this presentation I'll also tell why stopwatches are required for cubing competitions. Stopwatches, it will take around 1000 rupees. Hall will be free because we have one big hall at the junior block which have capacity of 200 to 400 people or students. Miscellaneous will be done within 1500, so total budget will be 6000, which is not might sound expensive, but cubing can be done very economically at very low cost. So the financial resources will be registration fee, which will start from 100 per competitors, as because while doing a cubing competition, it is not only me who will be holding on the organizing board. There has to be a delegate from the registered cubing organizations like NCA, Nepal Cube Association, World Cube Association. I could also have been a delegate, but as I am a organization, I cannot be a organizer, I cannot be a delegate as well. So a person has to be a organizer, but he cannot also play the role of a delegate. So there needs to be two head people who will be managing the every events in the competition. Now another financial support will be the house captains. In a Apex Lab school, each and every house will be given a certain amount of money in order to decorate the houseboats and house halls, so that the school stays decorated, and if there is some ideas from the student body, so that they can help these competitions or these events fluently without any problem for money. And if the amount is still less, the school management will help us with other rest of the money we need. And cubing is cost-effective game, and cubes of each and every participations will whoever participates, the contestants has to use their own cube. Now this is the rule of the World Cube Association, WCA, so that now this is not that the competition do not want to save money and do not give cube to the participants, but the main reason behind this is, suppose I have this cube, right? Now I will be comfortable in which direction these cubes will move. If I give this cube to another cuber who can solve this cube, he won't be comfortable. It will be hard for him to manage his hand, because these things comes in all sizes and shapes. If this one shapes that changes the shapes, so that he can be familiar with his own cube and reduce his time as low as he can. Now moving on to the challenges that I may have during this competition. Lack of competitors because of low familiarity with cubing. As I told, 90% of the world population don't know that there is a sport named cubing that exists in this world. And another problem that I may face is the upcoming Dasai vacation. In Nepal, in the schools, there is a trend that during this festival in Nepal, the tickets, traveling to the villages, to the relative house, the tickets are too much expensive and very hard to get. So people try to book it before the main festivals arrive, and they go before the school has even given the students vacation. Now this is the problem that each and every school faces in Kathmandu Valley, and school prohibit strictly do not allow these things, but still parents force their children to give a leave. Even though the leave is not permitted, they move from the school and they remain absent, and they also miss many fun things that we do before these festivals. Now the managing board of this competition will be I, Rohan Khadka, as the organizer. The 4 members will be each house captains who have been given the post and responsibilities for their respective houses. There will be 4 persons and 5 volunteers or judges. In cubing competition, what happens is, this here decks, you will have a person sitting on right hand side of you, seeing your every move that you do. Like sometimes some people try to cheat. Like during competition, this person verifies that your solves are authentic and everything that you have done is fair and you have not cheated. The advisor of this program, the advice who gave me this advice was our principal of Apex Life School, Mr. Haridahal. Now the delegate will be a representative of Nepal Cube Association. Like each and every country has this. Whoever have like more than cubers than 10,000 will give. That country will receive a post of a organization. So in Nepal we have Nepal Cube Association, which I am also a member of it. So this will be the competition that I want to help in for the upcoming days in my school. So by saying this, I like to end my presentation. So now I know everything about these cubings and things so much because as I already told that I can be verified, like, excuse me, how to get this out of the screen. So I am a WCA registered cuber. I am from Nepal originally, and I have held 2 competitions, and I am renowned as one of the best cuber in Nepal. And a little bit more information about my school is that let's see if this is possible or not. So let's go to the last slides. So my school's name, as I already told, is Apex Life School. This is my school, and we have many more events. So you can see over here. Like it's not, I don't know why. So we have one cricket pitch, one football ground, and also a basketball court. So by saying this, I'd like to end my presentation. Thank you for giving this opportunity to present myself in front of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you. I think we can tell you're very good at doing cubing. Okay, comments and questions?
Not a comment, actually, it's more of a question. You said something about delegates and from Nepal or some things. Do you have something like, I don't know what, if it's called in Nepal or something, but let's say in Pakistan we have something called Lumen or something, where our teams from schools, they go as delegates to United Nations and places like that, where they compete with teams from the other countries. Is there something like that in the Nepali schools from?
I think you are talking about the conferences that we have, like Model United Nations, in which students these programs are not related to cubing actually, but what these programs do is they build up confidence. These are confidence building programs. So you may think that students from schools are selected and sent as delegates of different countries to the Model United Nations. What they have to do there is they will be given committees like they actually do in the UN, like UNSC, that another IUCN. So what they have to do is they will discuss some moderated caucus agendas which has to be done to solve their problems. So it will be like real problems that the countries will be facing. But what these do is, this program only help in the confidence building of the students. So in the term of World Cube associations, what it will be done is like we'll be having like this type of competitions throughout the world. Like internationally. It is not only Nepal. So in 17th August in this Netherlands, there will be another competition So if I just click on it and go to the competitors,
Yeah.
so this is a delegate. On the first, with this child may look younger, but this is an older photo. This is the delegate. He is now grown up. He's maybe like around 18 or so. He has not changed his that account picture. It's still there. So you have like this kind of delegates in each and every competitions. Like, and other people will also join. And these are the each and every type of the cubes that it will be.
It's all online.
No, it's not online.
Okay.
There will be a venue like, suppose venue SIO Zoal.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if you click on this, it will show you where this will be like done.
Okay.
So the confidence builder program that you told is not connected with Kiwi.
Okay.
And the participants come from many different countries, so that makes peace.
Participants can be internationally done also. Like, let's go like to the further competition that we are going to have in Nepal. We have participants from
Russia.
We have participants from like countries, different countries as well. So like citizens of, we'll be having citizens of over here. Now we have India registering. So these two people over here will be from India and they will be representing India. Now in case if they break any of our national records, it won't be counted. And if they even win the competitions, they'll only get the medals and certification. They won't get the title that we citizens of Nepal will get. But to get the international title, you have to participate in the world championship, which will be held each and every year.
More than the physical capabilities, I think improving mental capabilities,
Yes.
the cube,
QB.
play or whatever, that is really good. And I think that's the reason why there are so many countries which are allowing their students to participate in such cube association and play with the cubes. That's something very great.
It is. Going to just do another, mix it up again and then see how quick you are. Any other comments or questions, anyone? I don't even know how to mix it up.
You can scramble it, then he can make it.
I'm trying to scramble it.
You can scramble this one. That took me actually a week to learn. It's very, very hard.
Do you allow them to do this meditation also?
Each and everything, like in our school we have many creative activities.
Yoga and meditation.
Yoga, art, crafts and guitar classes and many more.
Okay, because stand up here and can you do the unscramble it in front of us, in front of the video? We're going to time you. Now.
Now?
Yeah, now.
Can I just like
Okay.
see,
Yeah.
like visualize?
Okay, let's see your process.
Think only about that.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Okay, let's go.
So what will be basically doing is solving it layer by layer, then
Yeah.
finally you will have final finish.
Okay, so it's done. Okay, good job.
One more question. When you're actually competing or doing these cube things, do they allow you time to just visualize it or something before you start? Like for example, you were viewing at it.
15 seconds.
Okay,
We
15
told-
seconds is the time.
We name it as inspection time.
Okay.
You will have 15 seconds to visualize your scramble. Then after that, if you pass, the judge, as I mentioned, will warn you when you are 8 seconds. He'll tell 8 seconds. Then you'll move on to when you have reached 12 seconds limit. He'll tell 12. Now at this point 12, your cube has to touch the table and your hand needs to be on the timer. Otherwise, if you pass on to 15 seconds time limit, you'll have +2. +2 means 2 seconds will be added to your actual time solved. Like I got 3 seconds on any cube. Now +2 will make it 5 seconds.
Right.
So even though you break the world record of 3 seconds, still it will not count as you have a +2. And if you pass more than a 17 minutes time limit, then you will have a DNF. That means did not finish. How much also you have time, like 1 second also, your that DNF means no time only. Like finished, your solve is finished, you have been disqualified from the competition. Now I am renowned for this cube actually.
Come and show it in the video.
Okay. So I am renowned for this cube actually. I'm quite fast at this, so it is just like this only.
Good. Okay.
You
thank
hold any records for Nepal or something?
Yeah.
What records do you hold?
Yeah, what record I was about to
Triangle, do you?
I hold record for this thing.
And how much is it?
Is it? It was
No, how much is your record?
my record.
Yeah, you hold.
It's 2.25.
And that is for Nepal.
Yeah, that is for Nepal. The world record for this is somewhere around 1.28 seconds.
Okay.
Wow. Very fast.
You can do it.
Yeah.
So break the world record. Good luck.
So then for peace, and I think it's a good idea. Yeah, sports for peace, and there are all sorts of sports. So it's a good point. Other comments or questions, anyone?
Except congratulating the young guy.
Yeah, congratulations then. And we look forward to listening to the results to become a Youth Peace Ambassador. Thank you.